Have y'all been keeping up with Elon Musk?
Not really. What's he up to? Is he alcoholic?
Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised. I hope so. Hope he gets fucking kidney failure. Yeah, I'm just joking.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's legal. You can say that, right? Yeah, he's not the real vice president.
He might as well. He might as well be. He's the president. He's a.
Okay, I don't know what the Secret Service.
He's a functional. We'll cut that out. But now, like he had an interview with Don Lemon. Okay. And Don Lemon was hitting him with like the real questions. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't no softball interview, and he'd be fucking them up too. But it's astounding. I am really seeing how dumb this motherfucker is, or like just ignorant or out of touch. Because
Musk.
Yes, Musk. Yes, of course. Yeah, Musk. Not Don Lemon.
No, yeah.
Hey, we ain't gonna shit on Don Lemon on this one. I mean,
moving on.
He's playing on the right side of the field this time. I mean, because he was asking him about his stance on DEI and basically Musk could not back up anything he was saying with any sort of factual data. He was just saying, I think that if you lower standards so that people can get in, we shouldn't be doing that. Like that's just going to cause the rates of fatalities and and like drive down like work, blah blah. He was like, and Don was like, well, that's actually not happening. Like what's statistical? Like what site or what are you citing that they are actually lowering testing? So why are you putting this thing out there? And this motherfucker Musk is like dead ass using like people from Twitter to back him up on his claims. This nigga say like the people on X, they will come to my defense. They will tell you.
That's a
pretty good impersonation.
This guy's impressions are fucking good, man. That was good. You got that weird monotone. Because he be talking behind his own face. It's like he's back here whispering through his own face.
I don't know. Like what the fuck? I did not realize he was so inarticulate until like this year.
He's very stuttery kind of a person.
Yeah. And it's like, and then even with the whole like Tesla thing, he can't even just imagine like this blowback he's getting. I don't understand. Tesla's a good company. We've never done anything wrong. I don't get it. So who's behind this? Who's funding it? Like
this nigga's so good, man.
Who could it be? No, I don't know. I mean, none of that is surprising because it seems like all his political leanings are opportunistic. I don't think that he believes one thing one way or the other about DEI or any of that kind of shit. I think it's just these are ways to disempower workers, to disempower the government to be able to regulate his companies. I think it's all like I don't think any of it's that complicated. All right, folks. I want to tell you all about our brand new card game that we're putting in pre-sale orders for now. That it's shipping in April. It's called In All Seriousness. It's here, just like our podcast. It's got a range. It's got a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It runs. It's got nuance. It's got polar ends. Every single card has two options: one thoughtful, intimate question to spark deep conversation with the folks that you are close to, and another that's just completely dumbass bullshit question to keep things completely unserious. You decide the vibe just like we do every single episode. And plus, it's double the cards of our last card game, so it's 100 prompts. That's 200 total prompts. Pre-orders are live now, so if you grab yours early, you get a discount. And if you're a member of the channel on Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, any of those, you get an additional 10% discount, which the code for that is in the Discord. So all the folks in the Discord have already been using that. Like I said, game ships in early April, so don't wait. Go to shop.wavingtheredflag.com to grab that, lock in your deck, and get ready for some of the deepest and dumbest conversations of your life. Now back to the show.
I love it. Deep and dumb. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for rocking with us. And I'm forgetting one thing. Oh yeah, don't forget to sign up for, become a member. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Become a member. Has perks and benefits. You get access to the full episodes now. So definitely that's a huge benefit. And then you get also access to like the full recordings, the lives that happened before, the access to the Discord. The community is growing day by day. Like every day I come in there, it's like somebody new in that motherfucker. Like say, hey,
numbers grow daily, my brother.
Yes, indeed. Slowly and steadily, because it's still a very, very small business. Don't ever get it twisted. It's a very small one at that, baby. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for being here. And yeah.
But no, so here's my thing, and it's the same thing that I brought up when I was last on, and I was talking about Donald Trump, where it's like
The plan
if
doesn't
it's
seem it doesn't seem
if it's
clear.
if it's opportunistic, this is not the way to go about it, right? Because
Mhm.
what Elon was capitalizing on, and I think why the stock of Tesla is failing is because Tesla was still a darling of the Northeast elites as a product. So why would you do things that are going to alienate your Northeast elite, coastal elite,
Well,
your
and maybe you have
so
like other points within this. I think that Tesla is like a small, like not, it's not nothing, but I think this is like fine collateral damage from my very uninformed perspective. It's like that to me seems like, yeah, he's willing to let that
Oh
risk
no.
happen in the short
he
term.
Oh
so
no. No,
so
not at all.
no,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I don't think you're tracking on how much money they've lost, right? Like
100
I
billion, my
don't think
boy.
and like
Mm,
more than 100 billion. Like the cap
okay.
is like went down at points like 300 billion dollars. Like these, like we're now playing with with money in the scale of countries. So
Sure, but it's like it's stock. And look, this is a
No.
very dumb nigga like kind of a question or statement. So don't
when you and
just
I'll,
listen to what I'm
yeah,
kind of gesturing at, and then respond with love or whatever.
yeah,
It feels like one, that's not impacting his like day to day. Two, he's got other shit that he's maybe planning, and three, it's kind of like it's impacting his ability to make certain like money moves with that equity. But that seems, yeah, and look, maybe you guys know other stuff of why that's a big, huge problem. But that seems like, yeah, okay, it's
yeah,
bad, but we plan for this, and we're gonna do shit in other
yeah.
areas.
So this is how rich people operate, right? Especially when
Yeah,
you're rich in the status of like Elon Musk, right? What you do is you don't even necessarily cash in stock to buy things because that's what like a lot of
right.
people think. They're
You
like, oh, you're
borrow
just gonna
against
cash
it.
this. Yeah, you borrow against it, right? So when you borrow against your position in a company so that you don't dilute your shares so that you can maintain your board control, your seats, and all that kind of stuff based on the corporate governance structure of it, what can happen is they can margin call you after it hits a certain point, you know, in terms of like calls. Like when I say a
Mm,
margin call, I mean when you're looking at
like
like put or put
meaning
options
you have
or
to sell or
yeah, meaning
market or whatever.
you
Yeah,
have to sell a certain amount or they can claim your assets, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like that's like the structure of a contract when you're dealing with like those kind of securities from that perspective.
Sure.
So Musk is at the point where like if it dips past a certain point based on
He
the
has to
strike
sell.
price of what he had when he set these barriers, like he could sell a lot of things and he could lose a lot. And when you lose your money when you're Elon Musk, you lose all of your influence. All of his influence is money. Everything that he does right now is money. Like
And how
all
much
of
of it
the
is
stuff,
riding just on Tesla would maybe be part of
all
my
of it,
question. All of it.
all
Okay.
of
As
it,
opposed to
because he
SpaceX and those things or
all of those SpaceX is his own company, but like everything else that he had, that SpaceX is not profitable. But everything that he had that had
mm,
legs, like Solar City and all that stuff, has been folded into Tesla.
okay.
So
Well, also
Tesla is
profitability isn't necessarily relevant if it's and I don't know if SpaceX is publicly traded. Profitability doesn't mean
it
that
is
he doesn't have net worth attached to equity,
yeah,
in my
but like
understanding.
so one when you have to have a certain level of profitability in order to have a PE ratio that inspires growth that keeps the stock price going, right? That's what a PE ratio is. And then also when you're actively trying to cut funding from a government perspective, SpaceX basically floats on government funding. So you're basically shooting yourself in the foot in like both areas of that aspect of it, right? So I want to let people know that the way
Mm,
Elon Musk and Trump have played this game is that they literally wielded Elon Musk's money as a weapon to get, for example, cabinet positions like confirmed, right? They said,
yeah.
hey, 15 like GOP senators, you're
Mm,
confused about this, but you're up for re-election. I will fund your opposition at
right.
every
He
stage of this.
loses that
So like
money. He loses
you
that
lose your money, you
influence.
lose your
Yeah.
influence, you lose all of this. Like so none of your mission, like his mission could be over like fairly quickly if people are like, oh, you can't threaten me anymore. So
Mm,
everything that he's doing in my perspective and a lot of the stuff that Trump is doing is antithetical to what they're saying they want to do, and it's
mm.
really confusing me. So the only thing that I can really get is like they're on some let's just let the world burn shit, or they really are just being bought off by somebody who's just shorting this shit, whether it be the Russians, whether it be the Chinese or some shit like that.
Wait,
I don't
what do
know.
you mean? But what does that mean?
that they're shorting it, meaning that they want things to go badly so that they can profit from it.
Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
betting
And
against.
meaning they have no longer term plans than just like short term profit by selling it or by betting that it will dip in price and then causing that.
Yeah. Or they're in bed with people who are attempting to do that. Maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Again, I don't have the answers on this.
But see, the
Yeah. So
thing,
I mean, that theory would be like that Elon is tanking his own company on purpose to make money. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Which
I
in
think,
theory is against the law,
yeah.
by the way, just for the listeners.
Sure.
Not
Yeah. I
that
mean,
it
you know,
matters, but that's against the law.
yeah. Don't nobody
mean,
give a fuck at this point, unfortunately.
I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully they're mounting out a big case against it, but it's crazy because like you can literally see, and this is the first time I've ever seen this happen. Mind you, like I've been a lot more politically aware this year than ever before. Like,
Yep. Not the
fuck
only
it,
one.
bro. Like I've never seen government officials, news channels backing a private company like Fox News. Of course, like President Trump, bitch ass nigga, gonna turn like a corner of the White House into a fucking Tesla auto show to sell Teslas, and they're putting the message out there that the Democrats are causing this. The Democrats are the problem. How could you guys do this to Teslas? Anyone who attacks a Tesla is a domestic terrorist. This is domestic terrorism. Go out and buy a Tesla. Like there are motherfuckers on TV saying, you know what? I'm gonna fight back and I'm gonna buy Teslas today. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And like, why? Why the fuck are you doing this? This is a privately held company, but government officials. This is like this shit is fucking with them so bad that they actually got to say, come out and show their hand, be like, hey, we're actually the ones that's fucking y'all over. We need Tesla to succeed. And again, that goes back to the point where who's funding this? They getting a lot of their money from Elon.
Okay.
And Elon has lost 100 billion this year so far and counting. So keep it up, people. Not
Also,
even
they
just
just
Elon
make a
himself,
bad
not
product.
even the company, but yeah,
they just make a bad product. And I'm saying this, and full disclosure, I am still fairly bullish as an investor of Tesla, and the reason why I'm bullish as an investor of Tesla is because there is the solar city aspect of it, the fact that they have the most robust charging network is still even if like Donald Trump completely like continues to cut at the knees like the EV market, because like there's already like a lot of evidence that he's going to continue to do that. There's going to be some level of people that still buy EVs because they're believers. And again, if you're a believer of EVs, the supercharger network is really robust and something to do. So I think that there's something to that perspective. But all that being said, man, you got to be worried about where Tesla's heading right now. You know what I mean? Like my position is so long held that I'm still up, but a lot of these people are going to lose their shit. And I just wonder what that ends up doing to Elon. I just wonder how he responds if it continues, because they make a subpar product outside of the superchargers.
This motherfucker Alvin is the one shorting the goddamn stocks. Elon got to deal with him. He betting on the back end with the Russians or whatever.
I'm not gonna bet against my own. I'm not gonna bet against my own position. Like you can like it's.
I don't know. It's like probably a way that you can figure out he's doing a double short. I don't know. It's financial instruments.
People do that. It's kind of
you can butterfly spirit your way out of this, but like my Tesla position is still fairly strong.
He knows it. Oh man, yeah. I rue the day that Alvin is ready to go fully get in the ring with Elon, because I don't think they can resist you. You know what I mean?